Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I just wanted to point something out about these people that harass me. Not only did the person who came to harass me and do all this kind of stuff have to mask up and hide themselves from a disabled person. Remember, I don't know where they live. I don't know who they are. They have all the knowledge of me. They have all the threats. They have all the harassment of me. But I wanted to point something out. As you can see there, he's looking at his phone. Why is he looking at his phone? First of all, he's streaming and recording everything he's doing coming up to my house. I don't know, maybe he needs moral support. But if we do a close dive on that, give me a sec. You can see he's streaming me to his buddies on Discord. He couldn't even come and do this on his own. He's actually streaming it directly to his, I don't know what we'd like to call them, his circle jerk companions on Discord as he comes to my door and that. Which is kind of sad. I mean, it's these kind of people like to harass vulnerable people. They like to have a go at people who, from their anonymous little ivory towers, and trash them. They will seemingly even go on a little bit of a crusade, but they don't stand up to be seen. By the dress of his clothes, it looks like he's a bit of an edgelord, wants to be a bit of a wannabe. But they never come out into the light. They never step into the light. I am Jason. I live at this address. I am vulnerable. I am disabled. I am the one who is alone. I am the one who these people threatened to break into my house. These people threatened to trash my house, to destroy my solar panels in the backyard. They threatened to contact the RSPCA about my dog. They threatened to disrupt my benefits. They've threatened me. I never threatened them, but maybe because of who I am, because I stand in light, because I speak about disabilities, because I do all this to help people know that they're not alone. That threatens them. They can't handle that. They can't handle that someone might be honest, because they themselves can't be. They can't handle that a person might like me exist, that I've gone through so much hell, that I've suffered so much, that I've faced so much disability, but I'm still here and I'm still functioning, and I'm using all of this as a positive thing. See, they use Discord, they use YouTube, they use Twitch, but they don't use it in a positive way. They don't use it to help people. They don't use it for therapy. They don't use it to thingy. They use it as a tool to destroy, a tool to harm, a tool to hurt. And because they do that, they believe everybody else is like them. They judge everybody else by their wonky moral compass. They can't handle the idea of someone that would exist who doesn't monetize any of his videos, who doesn't do this for a career, who the fact of being on here keeps me going each day, that it's part of my medical records, that it's part of my treatment, that getting it out of here onto the screen helps me. But people like this person who does all this, they don't exist in that world, and they can't accept that someone else does, because that would make them seem less. Far better for them to spend 2 years trashing me and harassing me and trying to break me down than looking at themselves. It's sad. Once again, I say, if you know who this person is, I do not want anything bad to happen to this person. No mob justice or mob rule or anything like that. If you know this person, maybe have a quiet talk to them, or pass on their details to me and I will pass them on to the local police force, and they will deal it, because we are edging up in the escalation. Started off with the online stuff, trashing me, and tried to ignore it, tried to de-escalate, always explaining, always open about my disabilities, always open about who I am. And then they escalated to actually visiting my house. And now they've escalated to fake governmental letters and harassment of trying to get my benefits stopped. That takes it a step further. They probably didn't realise just how good my cameras were. And yes, the footage has all gone to the police. And everything they say on my chat after every single time. They probably wonder why we don't ban them from chat. Well, it's very simple. Every message they sent is copied down after the whatever we're doing is done and is emailed to the police. There is battles out there worth fighting. There's lots of things like charities that need help. Do you know that 90% or more of the support given to disabled people in the UK is charity based? Did you know that when you lose someone, when someone dies in your family, that when you go to claim the body to get the death certificate, that nearly all the documents that they give you have the addresses of the various charities that will help you deal with grief and loss. And the same when you deal with bipolar and ADHD. Nearly all of the support and nearly all of the backup, nearly all of the people that are there to help you is not governmental. It is charities that are really low on money and really in crisis mode and really overwhelmed. Just think, whatever your name is, the one who did this harassment, if all this effort you had put into trashing me or hounding me or harassing me, if instead you did community service for these places, or a sponsored walk, or a sponsored run, or a sponsored game channel or something to give them funds, because there's a lot of disabled people out there in the world, a lot, And most of them are alone and isolated. This is my safe space, this is my house. Now all of you should have actually known what it's like, just even the slightest little bit, when we had a certain virus and people were locked down into their house for weeks at a time. There's a big difference between staying home because you want to stay home, to have a week off, to be able to stay home for just a holiday or after you've gone to work. Very big difference between that and not being able to leave your house because you have crippling anxiety, or your brain can't function in the world out there because there's too many random things that you can't understand. It's a very different situation to be in. And then to be harassed by someone in the one place you thought would be safe, in the one place where you're trying to build your blocks of sanity and keep yourself going down this narrow path of not falling off on either side. Just think how much good you could have done over the past 2 years. That effort you put in, if instead of having your little circle jerk with your friends based on all this kind of thing that you do, you actually contacted your local charities and say, hey, is there anything I could do to help? Of course you'll discount everything I'm saying, because for you to acknowledge anything I'm saying, to acknowledge that I might actually be disabled, for you to acknowledge that I might actually be ill, for you to acknowledge that I might actually, that all the experts saying that I've got ADHD, that I'm autistic, and that all of them, for you to even acknowledge in even a tiny second that they might be right, would mean you're a monster. And you and your group can't do that. You can't look at yourself and see that side, because that would tear down your little facade of this person, we're going to trash him. But that's your choice. We all make choices every day. I think it's really sad what you've decided to put your effort in life into. But this is what it is. I hope that everybody else watching this understands. This is Jason for the Clever Channel. I hope you're all having a good day. Remember, you're not alone. I am not in the worst position. There's far worse than me. Bye for now.